And like I never really had people come into the stream that were like so like-minded and so relatable. A lot of people, they come in, the common interest is the game that I'm playing,
Mm.
but nothing really outside that.
Bam.
It's not his fault, y'all. He had everything on his end. It was me.
Hey, they know. Trust me.
I
If
was
if
trying to
they've
be
been here before,
fancy.
they know your boy be helter skelter. We back, man. We are back. All right. So, Mike, man, we gonna try this again one more time, man. What made you want to get into content creation?
So originally content creation I wanted to get into, it was like Call of Duty and Fortnite. Call of Duty was Infinite Warfare, which a lot of people are gonna hate on because that game is pretty bad.
I thought it was a
But
good one.
nah, Infinite Warfare was like a lot of people hated it because of the fact that it was like not boots on the ground anymore. That was like they had wall running, they had like it was like super future. Like I liked it because it kind of had like a Halo aspect to Call of Duty.
Is that the one
So
with
I got
the theme park zombies?
I don't know if it might have had zombies on it. I didn't play much zombies on that one. I think that one did have like it was like an amusement park or some shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you could
yeah,
like
yeah.
go
That's some boy.
around
Hey,
it.
that's one of my favorite zombies right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't do much on the zombies on that. I was playing with my close friend Jess, and we were just doing team deathmatch, domination, all your typical arena shooter stuff.
Feel that?
And that just kind of progressed into the transition to the brand new Fortnite at the time was just like up and rising. Everybody was raving about it. Ninja was getting crazy buku money off of it, and it was like getting everybody hyped for streaming. And I was like, man, I got to get on this. And everybody was like, dude, why don't we stream? Like, let's get on this. And I chickened out after getting like a PC because I ended up building a PC after being a console gamer for 20 plus years. So I caved in, got a PC, and then 2 years after I got the PC, I finally like encountered a moment where I was like, I have a good group of friends that I'm comfortable with that like support me, and they were like, all about it, and it kind of just made me want to dive in. We had our boy, we were talking about Mello, Nemi, and Cutthroat. They were all chilling. We were playing Rocket League. Nemi was playing whatever he was playing. I think he was playing like a survival game at the time, and he had somebody join his chat and they said, "I'll give you $50 if you do this right now." And the thing that they asked him to do was to call his mom and tell him that he loved her. And I was like, "That's like super like wholesome right there. Like somebody's literally about to give you $50, and you're about to go tell your mom that you love her. Like that's gonna make her day and your day at the same time." And this dude's just being cool as shit in the chat, chatting with him, bringing up his spirits. And I was like, that's super awesome. And it like made me want to just like jump in and start doing it. And I was like, that's positivity right there. I need that. Everybody needs that shit. There's too much darkness out there. You need some light to be shed on you from time to time. And that was definitely like one of those bright moments that I was like, man, it caught my eye, and I was like, I got to do this. So of course we were like in the Rocket League mood. So we're just like, you know what? Let's just stream Rocket League. So we started getting everybody together, started grouping up and playing Rocket League, and that was like the first game that I started playing on. And then we dove into like shooters where we wanted to just play new games, and it transitioned to like Cursed, where our paths crossed. We
Yes,
finally
sir.
got to meet YK, and it was like the early stages of streaming when we barely had anything set up. We were just like just raw dogging at that point.
Yep, it was not this illustrious. Speaking of illustrious, man, did it start out like this for you? Was it obviously the setup has changed since I've known you, but excuse me. Did it start out with a webcam and like all the? So for those of you who don't know, man, this man and his setup when it comes to the virtual cables, the integration of cameras and stuff like that is unmatched in my opinion. Did it start out like that, or is that something you had to build up to?
Oh man, it was definitely bare bones at first. It wasn't even a webcam. I started out with just, gameplay and like one of those overlays that you just kind of load into
Mm.
it, and it just automates all your alerts and everything. It's like I had like, an overlay, but it was like that was it. And it was just something that I found online, threw it on there, and then just jumped into it. There was no starting soon screen, no be right backs, no thanks for watching. Like it was just I'm live, you're watching me play Rocket League, and we're chatting with the boys. There's no face cam. It was definitely bare bones. And then we kind of gradually evolved. We grew a little bit more confidence right before we met YK, and we had a webcam. So I think YK got to see the shenanigans happen in the perspective of a webcam with the green screen that was made out of like a bed sheet at the time.
Hey man, get it how you live, man. Get it how you live.
Yeah.
So, man, what are some of the things that keep you motivated in this space? Because content creation isn't just throwing your video gameplay up like you said with the overlay. There's a lot that goes into this.
I mean, honestly, it's just the people, man. Everybody that I've met so far, like, it's just they keep me motivated. Like, it only takes me to tune into one person's stream just to have like a nice little good catch up conversation. And it's just like, man, I miss this. Like, I couldn't leave this. I'm missing it. And I'm not even like away from it far. It's like it's right here in front of me. But chatting with people and just seeing like other people's success, other people that are just going through and doing things. It's like, man, this is motivation. And then just witnessing like wholesome moments, seeing people get like gift bombs, like watching people that are having like a bad day, they like break down into tears because everybody's just being so like nice to them and sincere. And it's just like, I want to do that. I want to make somebody's day. So that kind of motivates me there. And then I would say just the social aspect of gaming. I never really had like a core group of friends to play games with. So now that I have like a community built, like I know a few people that are specialized in certain games. I know who to hit up when I need a carry.
I feel that. I feel that. So speaking on that community, man, you are one of the few people I know who really cater to their Discord and really like aspects of your community outshine others. What attributes to
Um, OCD, man. At
that?
first, it was like, I mean, a lot of people don't spend a lot of time on Discord because it's not really like a tool for growth all that much. It's more just like a gathering place where you can, conversate and engage with people. But it's like the hardest part is getting people in there. But I think the thing that just keeps me going is just the OCD. Like I see like I'm in like tons of different servers, so I see like all these like Rocket League servers, Fortnite. I see like all these like main AAA game servers, and they lack a couple features. So it's like it inspires me to go figure out how can I one up that. Like if they're like this big huge stream group that has like all these MLGs, all these big groups of people, and they're lacking this, what can I do to make sure that I don't lack there now? And it's like a challenge, and it's something I can do like anywhere because Discord's on browser source on top of on the phone, and you can have it on apps.
Dude, I will say this, man. Every time I pop into the Vibe Tribe Network, it's changed in some shape or form. It's insane the amount of work you put in there. How many hours do you think you got just tweaking with your Discord?
Probably just as much as I have playing Rocket League in the past 6 years. I'm probably gonna put 1,200 hours into that
Man,
easily.
I'm telling you, it's if you guys haven't had a chance to, man, definitely go check that out. It's amazing in there. Like the aspect of just like sheer organization is insane to me. Like it's like I'm going on a website. It's like a whole new social media platform. It's insane in there. That's a lot of hours, man. Speaking
Yeah,
of
I definitely want to do that.
speaking of Rocket League, man, what's the rank in there? Go ahead, flex that one time.
My rank in Rocket League is nothing to flex, but I've been champ one before. But my sitting rank where I'm solid is like Diamond 2, Diamond 3, and I
Okay, okay.
fluctuate amongst the divisions within those.
You up there? You up there for sure, man.
And I'm creeping on that champ. Eventually, we're gonna get there. I've
Man,
gotten champ awards one season.
just one, man. You gotta make that another one, man. I hear it's pretty easy this season, so you gonna have to get after it.
I don't know about that. Who's saying it's easy?
I've heard a couple people. I don't dabble, but I get around. So I've heard things. A rumor or two that you can get up there pretty easily. But man, outside of that, man, talk to me about these connections that you make because I see you. Obviously, I was just watching stream the end of it, gaming with some friends, man. Just talk about those relationships for me real quick.
The relationships,
Mhm.
man. Like you talking about just like people I've met on streaming or just
Yeah,
like in
just
real
like
life
in the
friends and
space of
stuff.
gaming, you know what I'm saying? Or hell, yeah, even your IRL friends, man. Just like what roles do those relationships play in, the whole setup you got?
I mean, it's really just like a spiritual thing, man. Like just being around most of the people that I've met so far, like we could literally just sit there and like do nothing and just literally do absolutely nothing and just it'll be a vibe. It'll be chill. I could be like editing a video and somebody could be playing StarCraft, World of Warcraft, any name a game, and they're playing that, and I could just be sitting there, and eventually, somebody will crack a laugh at or a joke or something, and it's like I don't know, it's just this, it's a vibe, man. So like, Mello, Nemi, Cutthroat, Judy, Jessica, they're all like people I've known, I grew up with. Dorian, Patrick, Soul, I met all them, you yourself, man, the list goes on, man. All 200 people in the server, But the top dogs, the Jonin that we got set up, and the Ambu, as we now classify. Some of you Naruto heads out there will understand that one, but it'll probably go over most heads. Everyone loves everyone. Plutes, look, that's another
Yeah.
solid name right there. He's showing nothing but genuine love to everybody. He's like the glue that holds everybody together. Funkified.
Facts, man. Everybody needs a Pluto in their life, man. But you can't have our Pluto.
Mm-mm. No, no.
So, man, can you describe your creative process when planning, producing, and editing your own content?
Man, I wish I had a structured process, but it kind of fluctuates. It depends on the day of the week for real. But like right now is probably the most structured it's been the entire, like, I'd say it's like been about 2.5, 3 years now. We were 2.5 years affiliated, 3 years streaming. But I don't know. I would say like I do like the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I try to like in between that just enjoy like time off because I have a full-time job on the side of this.
Mhm.
So you know the struggles when it comes to trying to juggle content creation with a full-time job, especially if there's one that holds you hostage for extended hours. But
Today.
yeah, that's why I threw that out there, man.
All right,
Then
man.
more power to you though if you're able to muscle through that. But I try to use my Tuesday, Thursdays as just kind of like a decompress, just like relax and just like hang out with whoever is available to play video games with. But my weekends is where I'm supposed to be grinding. The past 2 weekends has been tough because the first weekend we had the charity stream for the breast cancer awareness stuff. And then we had last weekend we had Party Animals, and man, that game, that's addictive. We got like 16 people in total after a whole weekend of playing on that game. So it was like we were filling up lobbies left and right. And it's a fun game. It's just a game that you can be competitive if you want, but you don't get mad at it because it's just like you're a flaccid animal. And you just beat each other up and hang out. You talk shit, enjoy.
I love that. I love that, man. So excuse me. um, so what challenges have you faced as a content creator, and how have you overcome them?
The challenges I face is definitely like just locking in and doing stuff because like being a content creator or just a streamer in general, it's hard to just sit and like actually knock out like a video when you can just go and play a game. You can go knock out 20 games in Rocket League or you can go knock out 20 hours in a video. So like picking the decision between those two, that's the hardest part being a gamer is like that's my way of unwinding. So after a long day at work, it's like I do I want to do some more work or do I want to just kind of relax? I've already done work for today, but if I want to make this stuff work and grow, I gotta put more hours into it. So I think the hardest struggle is just time management, really, and deciding when you can get away with some games and when you can't.
So, building on that content creation schedule, man, like, uh, how do you manage your other commitments outside of this? Like, so I know you're engaged, right?
Mm-hmm. I
So,
am
so how do you,
to Judy.
right? Where do you find that balance at?
Uh, I mean, it really helps the fact that Judy's a big nerd like myself, so we we,
Right.
we can bond through playing games together, and occasionally go out and do stuff. We're very introverted people, so like going out is like rare, but when we do, it's an amazing time, and it's more so one of us has to push the other to be like, all right, let's go do something, because we'd be content with just kind of sitting around watching movies and playing video games and cleaning.
Trust me, I feel the cleaning aspect, man. It's like cleaning up after a never-ending party over here.
I hear that.
You guys got a bunch of fur babies, right?
No, we don't. Luckily, we
None.
don't have that, so it's a lot less cleaning than we would have to do. thanks to the fact that we don't have any fur babies.
Oh, yeah, man.
We're like the cool aunt and uncle, you know. We go visit all the fur babies around the town
There you go, man. That's the way to do it. That's
until
definitely
we
the way to do
can,
it.
you know, get a home. You know, we would probably get like a cat or a dog, but it's extra money we got to pay right now. And, you know, we're trying to build a foundation first so we can get a home.
I feel that. I feel that. It's good. It's definitely good to have goals, man. And you on the right
Yeah.
track, man. So, what do you feel most rewarding about being a content creator outside of the
Most
relationships?
rewarding. Um, yeah, I'll keep falling back to the relationship. Stop me from that. But I'd say like the most rewarding thing is just like seeing a video after it's done. Like that first YouTube video that I finally made with like the Spider-Man thing. Like I didn't do a whole lot to it, but like being able to, you know, fade in and out between like segments that I spliced up and cut up and just seeing the finished product, it feels so good. It's like a breath of fresh air because you know it's finally done. And with a YouTube video, it's like once you know it's done, it's up and it's there, and you don't have to worry about it. It sits there, and it's like you could always refer back to it and just be like, "Damn, I did that." And then eventually, you know, as we grow and get better at what we're doing, we can go back and be like, "Damn, that's where I started." So I think the most rewarding thing is just seeing the finished product.
I like that. I
Or
like
you
that.
know, if it's a stream, it's just like honestly, I don't like the ending of streams, man. I don't want to stop streaming.
So, do you have any goals with your content, man? So, after the finished product's out there, like, you know, where do you go from there? Are you looking to start building your next piece of content, or are you looking to, you know, nail down your direction going forward?
Uh, I feel like right now because I'm still in like such an infant state at like learning everything and all the skills are being developed that I don't really have like a set stone how I want to do things. I'm just kind of feeling out different things. Like the whole YouTube project that I have going on where I was releasing every Sunday, it kind of fell off because I have to figure out how to squeeze in time to edit because I'm not proficient at it. At the same time, it's like I don't know if I want to continue doing that after the Spider-Man game or if I want to do something a little bit different just because like I've never really been like a single player guy. So like locking with these single player games, some of them have like me drawn into like the Spider-Man phenomenal game. Don't get me wrong,
Mm.
but I'd much rather have like a game where I could play with like three or four other people together and complete a storyline. But it's hard to arrange those. So for me, it's hard for me to even lock in. You know, I'm scatterbrained. As we go with this conversation, we'll ask me a question and I'll answer a different one.
Hey man, that's how it's been. I just because I know the way me and you operate together, I just been kind of jumping back and forth from these kind of pre-selected questions I got, man. Just to
Hey,
keep what I'm saying,
that's
we
how
got
we
to keep
do
it
it.
fresh between us, man. We know how we work. That's part of
Hmm.
why we've melded so well together over the years.
Absolutely.
Man, speaking of that, man, what are your favorite gaming genres and why do you enjoy them so much?
Favorite gaming genres, definitely gonna have to stick with like the shooter. The shooter was definitely what locked me in with the 360 and beyond. Anything before that, it was like the I don't know what's considered like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. I guess platformer, kind of like
Mm.
3D platformer. That was originally, and then like on the side racing. I do like racing games. I'm not good at them, but I do enjoy just, you know, running into walls, drifting.
Oh yeah. So are you you're deep into the retro games, man? And do you have a certain game that really just like screw it, I'm gonna be a gamer. I've got my heart set on it just because of this game.
Um,
I guess a better pros
this,
question was: is there a game that stole your heart?
yeah, man, the game that really stole my heart, like that got me really heavy into it was Halo 3. Halo 3 was like the one that just pulled me in and was like, "All right, you're gonna put in hours on video games now." Like before I would go outside and go be about do other things other than just gaming, but then Halo 3 came out and I was like, "You know what? I was born to be a gamer."
That's
That
definitely.
experience was far beyond my favorite experience of any game.
So did you get into the? That's the boom of online gaming, right? To me, that is at least. Were you
Mhm.
heavy into the online multiplayer for Halo 3?
Yeah, I was heavy into it. I wasn't great at it. Like I didn't play like the ranks. I know everybody else that got into like Halo, they were pretty good. They were fighting for 50s, and I never got a 50. I'm gonna be
Mhm,
honest, I never hit 50 on any game mode. I think the highest I got was like 45.
mhm.
But I got heavy into just like the social gaming, where it was just like you didn't have a rank, and you were able to talk to people, and we would just bring them back and make lobbies on the custom games. Custom games and Forge was where I lurked hard. We would just make maps, play different variety like game modes.
That is like one of the most underrated game modes of any game out there. Halo 3 Forge is probably up there. Like, people who enjoy sandbox games today have no idea the joyous wonders of Halo 3 Forge mode.
Oh, dude, it was great. You have Forge battles. You get
Yes.
creative minds together, you build forts, and just go at it.
Um, so being a streamer, man, what do you believe sets a great game apart from a good one?
um, being a variety streamer, I would say a game being cross-platform.
Okay, okay.
Being able to play with people on multiple platforms, I think that alone can make a great game. But obviously, the functionality has to be good. But if we were to talk about like just like the game itself, not like multiplayer, I would say movement in games. Like if I don't feel like I'm restricted and stiff in a game, I love it. I think that's a great game.
Love that. I'm a movement whore, to say the least.
Gotta go fast, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's all about being. To me, it's about being free because I feel like I'm so boxed up. 90% of the time. Like that's how you let loose.
Hmm.
Speaking of platforms, man, what's your favorite platform right now?
My favorite platform, like gaming platform.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's gonna have to be PC, man.
PC.
People gotta know.
Listen up, man.
PC's where it's at.
Listen up. Let them know. Let them know, man.
And I play consoles for 20 plus, so I still do. It doesn't mean I don't like the consoles. It's just PC is it's almost impossible not to see a good thing about PC gaming.
you know, I had to stick that in there because I got a couple of debates with people right now going on. Platform or console versus PC. So I appreciate you settling that for me.
Consoles is for convenience. It really is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
PC is for performance. If you want to see the gaming at its truest performance, highest, PC is where you got to go.
So, building on that, man, how have you seen the gaming and content creation landscape change over the years, and how have you adapted to some of those changes?
Um, it's changed. So much has changed, man. It's crazy. But like also my preferences have changed because of changes. But I don't know, seeing like games like Mario evolve with like they stick true to their roots in terms of like you got to get from point A to point B, you're fighting the enemies and you get to the boss,
Hmm.
save the princess type thing, but it's just like the graphics. Seeing like the detail in something as goofy as Mario, and you see like now you're seeing blades of grass, you're seeing dust fall from trees. It's like you would never fathom to see that like and that back in the day you're seeing like 8-bit and then you get to 16 and so on and so forth, but it's just seeing the pixels get more finer is the coolest thing.
I like that, man. That was probably the best answer we've had to that question so far. So how do you handle burnout or creative blocks when you're gaming?
That's the hardest one, man. Creative blocks, man, is my way of getting back like past that is literally watching like anime or a TV show or unplugging and just completely going rogue, going out and like I'm a photographer, so like my escape from anything is just like go deep in the woods with my camera and go take pictures of shit. Go sit next to like flowing water and get real spiritual with it and kind of just untie yourself from all the digital shit that's going on, all the drama that you would see on the socials and just enjoy the sounds, the immersiveness of nature. That helps me clear my head. And sometimes I come back and I'm like, yo, I got crazy ideas. Sometimes I come back, I'm like, all right, I got to go back again and go find somewhere else to go sit and kind of just enjoy. But it needs to be like nice weather too.
Oh yeah, man. I gotta add some of that to my repertoire, man. You are truly a man of culture.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so you said you're a photographer, man. What are your favorite things to take photography or take photos of?
Nature, dude.
Hmm.
I love just nature, and I love like macro. I love just being able to get real zoomed in on like a freaking spider or like the texture of a leaf or the bark on a tree. I just love seeing things that are like so quickly overlooked. Himself, tables thinking I'm taking self portraits. That's my favorite thing to take pictures
There you
of.
go, man. Gotta let them
Nah,
know.
photographers love to hide behind the lens. That's the whole
Right.
reason why we got into it, you know?
So how do you transition between that, man? Like, so you go from being, in front of the camera, you're the star of the show, to making something else the star of the show. Is there a way that you transition in between the two? And do you go about
um,
creation with the two differently?
Not really. They're both kind of like they go hand in hand. My photography is like super zoomed in and close up most of the time, where it's like wide lens landscapes. And it's all like natural lighting, whereas like in here, I don't know. That's a tricky question. How you like separate those or how you put them together. I never really like associate them together. They're just kind of like two different entities for me.
So has one helped the other in any aspect?
I think just like my knowledge of like background knowledge of like photography has definitely helped me with like getting lighting and getting like the right angle for the camera and stuff, but it's not anything like too like drastic,
I
if
got you.
that makes any sense.
I got you. I got you. All right, so we're gonna switch it up here, man. How do you stay up to date with the latest gaming trends, news, and releases?
Twitter is most of the time where I'm like doom scrolling for that kind of information. Other than that, Google News, I do
Really?
scroll on there a lot. YouTube from time to time. Uh, and then Instagram.
Instagram for games? See, you're not the first person who said that, man. Is that new, or am I just do I live under a rock?
Uh, I mean, it kind of just gets siphoned in there with my random assorted stuff on
Mhm.
Instagram. Mostly it's just like Rocket League. Like it's not even like really gaming news. More so it's just like I'll see like a clip from a new game and then I'll be like, what is that game? And then it leads me to go on like YouTube or Twitter to go find out what that game is. So like Instagram, I don't really see like news. It's just more so just like somebody just popped off in a shooter and I'm like, yo, that was crazy. What is this game? And they'll have it like in the bio or in the description. I guess that's what it's called.
Gotcha. Looks like we got a comment here in the chat says Mike will take the longest time to get the best camera angle and it's fun to watch. I know you're meticulous when it comes to this digital aspect of things. Well, I guess that's still digital, but outside of that, are you just as meticulous?
Yeah, man. Like you should have seen me this weekend. I had three friends of mine that I've known since I was like 5 or 6. They were coming over, and all we were doing is getting together with the bros and watching some football and playing some games. But I had to make sure every square inch of these desks were wiped down, and I had to make sure all my laundry was folded, everything was cleaned up. I had to button up everything. Like I'll go down to the nitty gritty, the corners of the rooms are vacuumed, so I get pretty attention to detail anywhere. Even
I
when I'm
like
like
that,
cleaning a
man.
car.
Do you feel like that ever holds you back? Because they do say the devil's in the details. So does that get in the way of things?
Absolutely, dude. Like it would save me so much more time if I would just like let some of the smaller things go. And it also messes me up like because it's like trying to strive for like perfection. It's unachievable. It's like the more time you spend trying to get to it, essentially it could be helpful, but at the same time it could hold you back from exploring other avenues and going other ways and doing other things. So it's a blessing and a curse for sure. Like spending too much time on one project, it'll come out as a great project, but is it going to come out in a timely manner is the problem.
I was just getting ready to ask, man. Has there been projects that you've been working on that you've just dashed because you couldn't get them the way that you wanted to?
Dash this in terms like sped through them or
No,
dash
just
like
like
crossed them out.
just got rid of them.
Um,
Like, do you ever
off.
sacrifice content just because of striving for perfection?
Yeah. I think where I lack pretty hard is like getting short form content out. Like I have tons of just content sitting in VODs that I can go through, and every single time I tell this to Judy all the time, I hate watching VODs, and that's really important as a content creator is to go back and watch your VODs because you can't rely on everybody to clip your content. So if you go back and watch your VODs, you could really just, even if it's not like the craziest clip, but just pull some clips because that's reach out on different platforms, especially platforms like TikTok, Instagram, with all these new YouTube shorts, all those. If you just clip like 3 clips from one 4 hour VOD, you could put, 3 of those on each platform, and that's 3 times the reach you had before not having those posted.
So what makes you stray away from watching VODs? I just honestly I don't have the attention span to want to watch that, and I don't want to watch myself again. So
Dude, watching myself is just like, man, why did I do this? Why did I do that? I sound so weird. I look so weird. Like, it's just, I'm a critique to the max on myself, man. I'm the worst critic for myself. And it drives me nuts. And it's like, it'll be like goofy things of like, man, why the frame rates drop here? And, like, oh man, I fucking kept saying the same word 3 times over in the course of a few minutes, and I just get mad at myself. I'm like, why are you doing that, man?
I feel that. I feel that, man. So
But it helps because it, helps you learn for the next time not to do it again. But and it also plays in part of my attention span. So I definitely feel you on that.
oh yeah, man. Hell,
Sitting
I
and
feel
watching
it.
a VOD, it's just like, man, I already lived that moment. I got to relive it.
Right. See, then that's the thing. I'm so in the moment, like I won't care about this afterwards. But watching these interviews back, like I have to get really zoned in on it, man. So this is the third one that we've done that I've done, obviously, and I'm gonna be watching this back. Like, hey, I know I need to be hitting this, and this, and I'm just gonna listen for every little minor detail. So
hmm
I feel you when it comes to getting zoned in on those details, man.
That can help a lot.
So what roles do you think video games or content creation in general have played in your personal growth and development?
Uh, I think games have, I don't know. I feel like in terms of like content creation, it's helped me grow in terms of like graphic design and learning like video editing skills and learning how to network and utilize platforms and stuff like that. But as far as like gaming goes, I'd say maybe it just kind of helps with like my hand-eye coordination, I guess.
I got you. So does gaming help you socialize at all?
Absolutely. That's like my primary social outlet is gaming.
Okay. Damn, man, I had a really good question, bro. See, that's what it is with this fleeting attention span, man. I had a great follow up question for that, and it just,
And it's just
oh man. Uh, so damn, where is it? I literally have these questions that I'm thinking of. Like I've got a list that I'm going off of, and also I'm coming up with questions in my head, which sucks. Um, man, so obviously you make great connections with this gaming space, man. What's the most memorable connection you've made in this space?
most memorable.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's too hard to answer, dude. 'Cause it's like everybody has like their own aspect that is so memorable. Yeah, you better hydrate up, bro.
We'll do that, man.
Um,
Look, I am.
I mean, to be fair, it should be you, because we're on the podcast. I gotta butter you up a little
Oh
bit,
no, man. No.
But honestly, like you were like one of the most impactful people, like starting out as a streamer. Like I didn't really think there was gonna be much out of it after a while. Like getting into the curse community was pretty cool. We met a couple people, but like you came in with like the vibes, dude. Like you were like getting me boosted up. We were talking about random shit and just like you had me going. And like I never really had people come into the stream that were like so like-minded and so relatable. A lot of people, they come in, the common interest is the game that I'm playing,
Mm.
but nothing really outside that. You had like, anime, you had a little bit of photography, you mess with music, like we were able to wrap up with all kinds of different things. So it was like you definitely were like one of the most memorable people that made a huge impact on me. And then obviously you were super generous. You came in with like biddies and subs and stuff, and I ain't never experienced that. I think you were the one that conducted like my first hype train. So it's like
Man.
you really conducted the momentum for me to keep going on forward.
You gotta give Cuz a hug for that. Man,
Yeah.
it's crazy though, because like you were one of the very first people I've ever interacted with in a space like so. Like I've seen a couple Facebook, gamers, and which that's a different animal over there. But like actually coming to a platform, I'm new to it, don't know anybody there, and I just seen you and your boys in here vibing. I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna get into it. Let's see what these guys think about it, and it took off from there, man.
Damn, I'm surprised you stuck around, man. Mello could be a problem.
Yeah, bro.
I'm only saying that
To be honest,
in
man,
hopes of him hearing it.
Man, Melo's one of my favorites, bro. I'm not saying I elevate any of you guys higher than the other, but Melo, man, there's never a dull moment with Melo, man. Let's Plush Poppy, man. Shout out to Plush Poppy, the onesie clad bandit, man. Hey, man,
Love that name.
those just fly off the top, man. And when you're vibing with somebody the way that we do, man, it flows natural, and that's one of the things that I appreciate about our relationship, man. It feels natural,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Respect.
So, I could tell you're nervous going into this. I was a little nervous at first, man. It just took a second to loosen up. We're just chatting like we homies.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, gotta acclimate, man. That's
right.
all.
There's always gonna be that little bit of stiffness in there, which first time getting on camera for the day for me personally, it's like I gotta ease into this, man. I don't know if I want to let y'all see what's up under this. You feel me?
I feel that, dude.
Oh yeah,
Definitely be like that.
Antoine, you should have been followed this, man. I tell you, Mike, you got to know. There's never a dull moment over here when it comes to me singing your praises. I at least bring you up once a stream, man.
I appreciate you so much for that, man. You ain't got to do that.
Man, oh, geez, if y'all know, man, Mike is who got us affiliate over here. It's kind of one of those, we built off of each other and we just hit the ground running. So were you still new to it at that time?
New to streaming in general?
Yeah, so like I came into it right around, I want to say like, around late July,
dude.
August 2021. So were you still fresh then, or had you been doing it for a while?
Absolutely, man. Like I was probably doing it for maybe like 2 months, if even that. So I think when you showed up, I was either just creeping up on hitting affiliate, or I had just hit an affiliate.
Excuse me.
And I think I was just non-affiliate streamer for about 3 months. I think that was the time frame it took me to get affiliate, was 3 months.
Dude, I'm telling you, we hit it quick. I think you said 3 months. I think I hit it in maybe around 9 days of just doing this consistently, man. And we were hitting it hard too.
We pretty much had like the domino effect. Like once one of us hit affiliate, it was like the other one got it, then the next one got it, and then after we got like 3 or 4 people like in the affiliate ship, we were able to get people affiliate over the weekend. It was crazy.
Man. Me and you had a couple of pet projects. What was it? Was it Rockman, man? We tried so long to get
Rockman.
We tried so long to get Rock affiliate, and we finally did it, man. We finally did it. So, and that was one of the most lovely things I can remember from that time. I went through a little dark period there, but before things got super dark, you know what I'm saying? We had a nice little run of things, man. We absolutely killed a mental health stream, and I noticed you just you just did you just did another charity stream. Have you done any since we've done the Mental Health America besides this recent breast cancer one?
That was the first one I have done since the mental health one, and I was scared to do it without anybody. Like I wanted to do the same thing again, but at the same time, I've been itching to do charity for a while, and now that I finally have something set up where I do like build streams and do charities, I just kind of jumped into it. It was great, but it doesn't top the mental health one that we had, man. We had a real movement that time.
Dude, for super small creators to just smash basically we did a telethon, and I don't even think in the 90s that World Help thing could have competed with us during that. We went hard.
Yeah, dude, we was killing it. That was a fun time, man, because we had a stream going for, what was it, like
there was
almost
16
hours.
Yeah, it was 16 hours. I think Nimi started it off, and then it transitioned into Mello, then it transitioned into you, and then it transitioned into me.
Yep, you were the final act.
I mean, that's what it just lined it up perfectly, because
hell yeah,
me and you being the front runners of this night shift, man, was. That was insane, man. Those were the days, Chat, I'm sorry we're kind of getting away from the interview on top of this. We're just, this is just a chance for us to, reminisce, because we was hitting it. So I mean, I love that. I love that we're able, just some random guy on Twitch, happened to be a gentleman and a scholar all at the same time, man. Cool as fuck. And we've been rocking ever since, man. So Mike, man, I appreciate you for that,
Heck yeah, man. I'm beyond honored to
bro.
have crossed paths with you, dude. I'll say it over and over again.
I'm telling you, man. You put me on a pedestal, but bro, you keep me motivated to keep going. Like I see you grinding, and like it makes me kind of reflective within myself. It's like, all right, I see Mike, man. I gotta honor that commitment. Go hard.
And that's what I aspire to be. That's like my little motto that I have for myself is I aspire to inspire.
Hey, man, you definitely do it. You live up to that motto every day, man.
I
Speaking of
try,
that,
man.
bro, you are one of the most positive people I know. Like now, you may not show it to us, which we get it. Everybody's got to throw on that mask when we get up here. But bro, like, how do you stay consistently positive? Even on your worst days. So I've never seen you had a bad day on stream.
Man, I feel like the negativity like it concerns me sometimes because I feel like it's a little toxic that I'm too positive, but I try to keep anything that's going on like dark thoughts and stuff. I try to keep that personal. If it's really haunting me hard, I'll reach out to friends, talk to them, and like people in the community that I've grown close to. I'll reach out to them, talk to them. You've picked me up quite a few times on Twitter. Like I'll put out a thing and I'm kind of like down in the dukes in the morning. You'll be like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. You pick that chin up and keep going. And it's like little things like that, they go a long way, dude. And honestly, like I've just seen so much negativity out there. I see all these politics things, all these crazy conspiracies and stuff like that. It's just like there's enough of that out there. It's like I want to be the counterbalance to that.
Mm-hmm.
So like anytime I'm present online, I try to make sure it's positive and constructive and like, just try to get the light into people's days.
I like that, man. Being a beacon in this dark abyss.
I try, man. I hope to inspire others because one flashlight don't light up an entire area. You need several.
Oh yeah,
My
man.
batteries only last for so long until they need to recharge.
Hey, well, whenever you need to pick me up, man, you got me. Just, reach on
I
out.
appreciate that.
Or, I'll be putting the feelers
Definitely.
out on Twitter, man. I'll be keeping eyes, man. Even when YK seems distant, just know, I'm watching. So I'm
Yeah,
always be
most of the
there,
time I
man.
try to just stay out of it, but sometimes people be getting under my skin, so I'll vent a little bit on
Oh yeah,
the
man.
media. But for the most part, I stay off of it and just kind of like button it up. Judy helps me get through most of it though.
Hmm.
Judy is my guiding light through the hard times for sure.
So, talk about your guys' relationship now. You don't have to get too personal on this, but does she play a pretty good role as far as inspiring you to be better when it comes to this sense?
Oh, absolutely. She plays a huge role because right now she's a full-time student and she's been doing graphic design and like she's always just been very artsy fartsy, creative. And it's just like seeing her like originally where she was just kind of like doing her own like personal practicing with art and stuff, doing little side projects, and now seeing her like diving into like actual like college classes and really doing like projects. Like right now she's building a resume and looking for internships and stuff like that for her class, and it's just like crazy to see her building her portfolio and like where she started and where she's going now and like how she's going back to previous projects and like touching them up. So it's like I actually learned a lot of graphic design just from spectating from her. And she kind of looks over my shoulder a couple times when I'm working on something and I'm just like beating myself up like, I hate this. It's like, you could just click this and that. You're goofy. You're spending an hour doing something that takes 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, man. That's what's up, man. You got the plug right there. You got everything in house, which is dope.
Yeah,
So man, I'm
for
I'm all
sure.
self taught, so trust me, I understand the frustration of going the long way to figure out how to do something. So do you feel like being self taught is a hindrance in some areas?
I think it can be a hindrance and to an extent. It kind of makes you a little bit more closed mind than what you can to be taught. Like you know, just like with Judy being able to overlook and see like I'm spending like an hour doing something that could take me 20 minutes, and me probably not being able to figure that out until like way down the road, and she learned that instantly from like a book.
Hmm.
So like she's also got the structure where they give you like a certain textbook, they give you like the certain articles to read, like they really have like a very good structure in terms of like guidance. It's just I feel like self-taught definitely has to be existing in some aspect, but I feel like it can lock you down and hinder you a little bit. But it also really depends on the person. Like for me, I think self-taught helps me learn a lot more, like, and retain it. As
Mhm.
to where like in school, it's like, yeah, I'll be taught it, but it's like a matter of me retaining it is where my issue is. But with school, I think they teach mostly through like repetition and just like applying it to things that you would never really generally do. Like, Judy did a project recently where she did like a cookbook. And it's like, me as a graphic designer, I would probably never think of making a cookbook as like practice and putting on my portfolio, but like because she's in school, like they bring that to you. It's like, here, do this. It's like, okay, well, now you just learned a few things like, structuring a book layout, how to draw your attention from the top right to the bottom left or whatever. Flip flop that. Top left to bottom right.
Oh yeah, man. Trust me. That's some. So I dabble. I'm nowhere near Judy's level, which I aspire to be. But man, just learning those like the simple concepts of just the basic elements of design have helped me tremendously. And I still got a lot to work on because I recently just made a logo that was dope. I made everything from scratch. It started flowing real nice, but I found it being flat, and that's where I'm trying to figure out where to go from there. So. Uh, I definitely I feel that having an outlet to reach out to where it's more structured. Graphics
Yeah,
are hard.
graphics. Yeah, super.
You gotta have an eye for it. And some of the lovely graphics we have here, man, are compliments of Miss Judy herself. Those of you who have that phenomenal YK Rage and the Crybaby YK, which we got to update some of them. I'm gonna have to reach out.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, for
So
sure.
is Judy open for commissions, or can we
I
tap in
think
on
she
that?
is. I think she is open for commissions at this point. I don't know exactly everything that's going on with that. I can't really speak for her, but you could definitely reach out and shoot her a message, and I'm sure she'll let you know what's good.
I'm definitely gonna have to do that, man. Definitely gonna have to do that because we gotta have more little mini YKs. Like I tried to recreate that, and I don't know, man. I can't pull a Judy on that. I can't pull a Judy, so I'm gonna have to go to the source itself, man. I can't replicate greatness.
She's built different, but even if you need like just a little help with learning something, like reach out for sure. I'm sure she would love to send the knowledge out to everybody else and help them.
For sure.
She's helped me a shit ton, so
Um, let's get into some more questions, man. We don't want to get too personal with the Judy questions and shit like that, man.
fair enough.
So man, are there any games that you're looking forward to coming out here soon?
Um, I I don't want to say this. I don't want to admit it, but I kind of want to play that new Call of Duty that's coming out. The zombies, though. I'm
We
not
got
really
them.
big on the competitive side of it, like the I don't know. Is it battle royale in there, or is that the
Yeah,
whole other
yeah.
Call of Duty?
That's Warzone. I'm sure you've seen me in here, raging
Oh
and
yeah,
throwing a fit and shitting it up.
and fucking shit up too. So don't be
Man,
like that. You know
listen,
you're badass.
for every fucking shit up moment, there is an infinite amount of shit behind that. So you happen to catch me at the right time. Competitive
Yeah.
COD is different. Yeah, it's definitely next level, man. It's not for the weak, man. It ain't for the
Yeah,
weak.
you gotta be tough for that game, man. You gotta be built different to sustain life in that. But no,
Man,
I'm more excited for the zombie aspect. I saw like the cinematic trailer for it, which looked
mhm.
really cool, and it got me like, excited to shoot some zombies up. And I'm like kind of tempted to drop the pre-order on it, but I haven't convinced
Ooh.
myself yet. I haven't quite yet.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it, man. I don't know if I can. I've been hearing too many things. It's not round based anymore, is what Mr. Mint
What?
says. Yeah, so
I did see something about it being like open world.
I see that's gonna be weird, man. But I think right now it's in a space with the extraction shooters and the battle royales. It may work if it's done right. I think it'll work.
I think I might pass on the pre-order, but I'm definitely gonna be checking it out, and it could definitely sell itself,
Oh yeah,
like
man.
DMZ type.
We're gonna have to see, man. We're gonna have to see. November is upon us soon.
Yeah, and like there's not too many games that I'm like hunting for. I've been kind of keeping my eyes off the radar just in spirit of keeping the games that I have now and completing them.
Mhm.
I got a huge backlog that needs some TLC.
Same. So outside of like your competitive games, the shooters and stuff like that, are there any other like niches, little niche sectors of games that you like as far as indie games or platformers or anything like that?
I haven't dove too far off into like the indie games, but I want to because I used to back on like the 360 because I used to have like the whole indie arcade where you could like go and discover like indie games for days. Like there was just I would get them all the time because they're like cheap games, you know, they're affordable, and some of them are like full games, some of them are just like samples to games that could be really good, and then some of them are just you just you pretend they didn't happen. But that's the fun aspect about it is trying to find a diamond in the rough.
Mhm.
But when I was playing, like we're revisiting a game right now is called Castle Crashers. I think you've played it before. And
Love Castle Crashers.
you seemed a little excited when we
Oh
brought it up
yeah,
the other
man.
day.
I was gonna actually hit you up, see how I can get into that because I definitely would love to play some of that.
Heck yeah, dude. I just ran into it on Steam. Steam is man, they're so good at
Really?
getting me, man. They had it on yeah, it's on Steam, but I caught it on sale, dude. Right now it's like $15, but I got it for like $3.
That's crazy. That's
I
how
got it
much it
for
was back in the day. $3, 15 is they're waxing on
yeah.
that.
And it's like the OG like port from the older consoles. It's not like the
Really?
remastered version. It still runs like a remastered, but it's ported from like the original game versus the remastered edition.
Dude, I used to waste so many hours on that game. It's fun, man. It's like an all around party
Hell
game.
yeah.
So like you
Mm-hmm.
as somebody, who loves those party style games or those, multiplayer games like that, that's par for the course right there.
Yep. We've been playing that. I've been playing that with Plutz, Judy, and we met somebody over, I think they're in Germany. Leg
Nice.
doctor. Somebody new. They're really cool peoples. We've been playing through the story and we're getting stumped today, but we prevailed. We managed to get to the next zone.
Mhm. So, man, you just met somebody from Germany, man. Speak on those connections, like being able to, just boot up and connect with somebody, miles and miles away. How does that feel?
It's crazy, man. It's just crazy to think that like they're on the other side of the planet.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't seem so huge when you're talking to them, but like if you just really think about it and just open your perspective to it and you just like look at a globe and just think like you're here and they're all the way over here. It's just mind-boggling and that you're talking to them in like real time. It's fascinating.
Oh yeah, man. And then you also get a look into another culture. You know what I'm saying? And then just the fact that while you're playing a game, you can throw that away and just mesh with somebody is amazing to me.
And it's cool because you see their perspective of things, and it helps open eyes and perspectives to things. But as well as you put all the differences aside, and you're just two people hanging out, having fun.
Oh yeah, man. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. So where do you go from here, man? What's the goal? Where is this just like a for now thing? Like this helps me pass the time, 3 or 4 days out of the week, or what plans do you have for longevity?
Longevity for me is, I mean, I would definitely want to grow. I want this community to get bigger, and I want to fill up lobbies on bigger games. As far as making it in content creation, I would love to do it. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. We're working on it every single day as we move forward, but the ultimate goal is to be able to go full time, you know? If I can go full time and doing something I'm passionate about and love, then absolutely. But if not, I got backup plans. I got other avenues that I can tap into.
Yeah, man, I feel hey, you're on the right track for it for sure. You're doing what most people neglect, and that's building a beautiful community. Like there is an overwhelming amount of support over there in the Vibe Tribe Network, which is absolutely insane. It's well deserved. Don't get me wrong, but the amount of care that you put into it is truly inspiring.
I appreciate that, dude. I try my best to make it worthwhile.
Bro, you be going hard, man. Like, and that's another thing I noticed about you. You don't give yourself credit, and the amount of credit that's due is, overwhelming. Like, again, you're a workhorse. You're an absolute workhorse, man. And again, every day you inspire me to to get back on it, man. One of the reasons I came back was like, man, I can't leave my boy Mike hanging like that, and it's been beautiful ever since.
Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate all the support and all the kind words that you've been throwing at me ever since.
Oh yeah, man.
It's helped a shit ton.
I gotta push you, bro, because like I feel like you being one of my greatest inspirers. If I don't push you, I don't have that. So it's kind of a one hand washes the other situation. I got to keep you on your toes, so you keep me on my toes, even though you don't know that you keep me on my toes, type shit. You feel me?
Well, now I know, so I'm gonna be after you now.
Well, hey, and now that means you have no reason to to be down on yourself. So
now it's gonna haunt me even more if I fuck around and get lazy. I'm like, why K's yelling at me in the back of my head?
I am. Just know that I'm standing over you, very scrupulously.
Respect.
All right, man. So we're drawing to a close, man. What do you want to plug, man? What do you want people to be on the lookout for? Actually, hold that thought. I'm sorry. Oh. I'm a little ahead of myself. My bad.
Okay.
We're gonna take it back. So this is the question I have everybody end off on, man. Where would you tell, or what would you tell to yourself starting out? What words of encouragement do you have to a budding DigiVybe?
Fall in love with the process and not the product. Don't let the process become work. Let it just be something that you enjoy, something that allows you to just unlock new levels. Don't look at it as work, and don't allow it to get to that point, because I definitely let it get there a couple times. If I could get over that hunch, I'd probably be a lot further than I am now.
Nice. I was beautifully put. Beautifully put.
Thank you.
Do you have any advice for any up and coming content creators?
Network, talk to people, pick people's brains. You're not going to know it all at the beginning. There's plenty of people out there that are willing to, put you onto things and help guide you in the right direction.
100%, man. 100%. I wouldn't be this far without, people like you in my corner. Pluto says, don't make Bean Boozled a channel point redemption.
Yeah, that's another one I should tell myself. Biggest mistake.
Have they got you a couple times?
Oh man, they got me plenty of times now. I almost have to get a new one. I have to re-up on my supply.
Oh man, that's crazy. See, I got another homie who streams, man. Cell. I've never seen Cell lose. Cell has always gotten. I think he's got a rig to where he's got nothing but the good flavors picked out ahead of time. I haven't seen him get a bad one yet.
I've seen him get it once, or not the bad one, but I've just seen him get Bean Boozled, and he takes it like a champ, man. I'm like a big baby crying about it, and he's just like, just takes
pops it and rolls. Oh man, dude, my biggest thing would be like the spoiled milk. I couldn't do that, man. I'd yak. I couldn't do it.
They're so bad, dude. I've gagged a couple times to the point that I was like, all right, I might have to dip to the bathroom.
Right.
Close calls for sure.
Oh man, I got another question, man. So speaking of channel point redemptions, man, you have an infinite supply of ways to switch it up, man. How do you keep coming up with those, and how do they play a factor in spicing it up for you?
It's really just being doom scrolling, man. I see like all kinds of different streamers that have different things, and I kind of have a problem with like scrolling on Amazon. I've gotten really good at not shopping Amazon right now, man, because the budget doesn't permit at this point. But before, I would just be scrolling on Amazon just looking for random stuff, and one thing led to another, and it's just you get one mask and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get this, get glasses, and then they start suggesting you things, and then yeah. You end up doing that, but most of it comes from just like inspiration from other streamers and just like bullshitting with people in chats. And it's like, oh, you should do this. This would be hilarious. I'm like, you know what? Fine.
I dig it. Cough, cough, Oni mask.
Yup.
Hey man, they say every good director steals, man. So I think one of those things, art imitates life, and creativity is inspired in places you would never expect. So I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
And those are your bullshit, what proverbs from YK for the night. All right, man. So we're gonna draw it to a close here, man. This is your last minute. This is your final minute to plug whatever you need to plug, shout out whatever you need to shout out, and say where they can find you at.
Well, you can find me on most social platforms, from Twitter, X, Discord, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, all under the same name. I branded all the way across platforms, so it's DigiVybe with a Y, VYBE, and make sure you show some love to the true members of the Vibe Tribe, like YK, you know, Dorian, Patrick, all the homies out there. They're all amazing content creators, and they help me keep pushing.
Don't show love to YK, but definitely Dorian and Patrick, 100%.
YK all day. It rhymes. Why not?
Hey man, you know, we try. Well, Mike, man, I appreciate you, man. Killed it as per usual, man. I had no doubts about it. Chat, sorry for the delay at first. We just had to make sure we got it right, and you know, I think it flowed beautifully, man. Mike,
Man, thank you so much for having me, dude.
I
It's an
appreciate
honor.
you, dude. I appreciate you, man. This was one of the ones that I really wanted to make sure that we got, because bro, if it weren't for you, this would not be a thing. Would not be a thing in the least bit. So for that, man, I thank you. And you know, you always got me, bro. All you gotta do is
Absolutely,
tap
man.
in, man. I got you. You know this.
Heck yeah. Appreciate the love again.
If I gotta
You guys all
go
have a good night.
steal my neighbor's kidney and you need it, and you just happen to match blood types, you let me know. I got a giant bathtub and some ice on standby.
Bet.
So
Say
you let
less.
me know. Ladies and gentlemen, this was DigiVybe.